The highest peak in the Andes, Aconcagua, at nearly 7,000 metres, was passed as the rally went back over to Argentina from Chile. But a policeman shut off the wrong road on a fork and everybody went up the wrong blind alley. Coma, Lopez and Rodriguez all got lost. But Frans Verhoeven was not the person to get caught out, and he crossed the line first, but he was later to have his stage victory taken away from him by the stewards as they gave time back to those who went up the wrong road. Jonas Street thought he was second on the day, but then he got dropped to fourth. It was still his best stage results. 64 cars left the start line on stage 11 after having crossed back into Argentina. Back into his home country, Orlando Terranova was flying with the V6 Mitsubishi, and he only just got pipped to the stage victory. Gerland Schischerit was told to play it cool by BMW team boss Sven Quantz, but the Frenchman managed to negotiate with the German to be let off the leash just for one stage. And it worked, as he took victory on the day. But it was a disaster for Carlos Sainz, as he had two slow punctures, leaving him in the dust of others for the majority of the stage. Time was slipping away. But Alatir thought nothing of thrashing through the stage like a man possessed, his foot totally planted. He caught Mark Miller for 2 minutes down the outside of a dry riverbed, but soon the Qatari realised that he was off the proper stage and into a spectator car park area.
Here left. No, it was one more.
Turning left across rocky ground, he fought back to try and regain the proper stage. It was a truly thrilling Dakar showdown, the likes of which had not been seen in recent years, if at all. For Alatir, it was imperative that he got ahead of all the other drivers to have a dust-free view. Thumping the Volkswagen over the drops, he was pushing the car to its absolute limit, thrashing it. But he did then manage to get back into the riverbed, but only a handful of seconds before Gerland Schischerit arrived on the scene. Alatir took an amazing 5 minutes and 38 seconds out of Sainz, reducing the Spaniard's lead to under 4.5 minutes, with still over 1,000 kilometres of rallying still to go. So after stage 11, Carlos Sainz had a lead over Alatir by just under 4.5 minutes, with Miller making it a Volkswagen 1, 2 and 3. Stage 12 from San Juan to San Rafael. Francisco Lopez knew that this was to be a make or break stage of the rally, trying to make it ahead of Palander's Olivalseta. All his plans worked as he won his third stage of the rally, pulling a crucial 1 minute and 13 seconds on the Norwegian. Try as he may, Olivalseta said that he was hampered by the big size of his KTM against the small, svelte Aprilia 450. Dupre was stung by a hornet mid-stage, proof that anything could happen on the Dakar from privateer to big hitter. I've got to take it cool. Each minute I get closer to Buenos Aires, I take my time, I'm not trying to make any mistakes. Not so easy to do.
C'est déjà pas facile.
From winning the previous day's stage, Schischerit had his luck turn turtle, damaging the front quarter of the car just minutes off the start line. It was a bitter blow. He lost his 5th overall. The main action on the stage was again the battle between Carlos Sainz and Nasser Alatir in their Volkswagens. The day didn't start well for Alatir. He lost time in the early part of the stage, but fought tooth and nail to the last yard, clawing back time on the Spaniard to just lose 52 seconds. It was a great comeback by Alatir, but maybe not as an amazing drive as Carlos Sainz did. He started 9th on the road with 8 people ahead of him, but managed to get through all of the dust. Terranova's pace at the start was actually on course for the victory, but his engine stopped 10 times on the stage, a cruel twist for the amiable local kid. Robbie Gordon was another one flying through the test. He should have won it were it not for a few little things to go wrong. Just 10 minutes is all that stood between Gordon and the stage victory, and most of those minutes being lost when he struggled to bridge. Incredibly, the Hummer got beached, such were the depth of the ruts. He took another bite at it, and in the end, when Andy Grider got back in the car as they tried to make a detour, Gordon almost left without his co-driver. The last of the dunes, a stage of two halves as the roads were to get narrower into Santa Rosa. Sainz was soon into his stride over those first few kilometres. He was driving the stage of his life, keeping Alatia behind. The old devil was using every one of his 30 years of rallying experience on the stage. But try as Sainz may, Alatia was bearing down on the Spaniard, the 5 minute and 20-second lead looking more than fragile. But then the drama started with Alatia reaching the rear bumper of Sainz. He triggered the electronic sentinel system to warn the Spaniard that he was behind, but Sainz never pulled over, leaving Alatia to eat his dust. Alatia did manage to get past at the end of the stage, but after the finish line, there was words between the two of them. Sainz's lead, now 2 minutes and 48 seconds.
Carlos, you must hit the sentinel. You must, no.
150 kilometers in order behind you.
No. Because he didn't open the road for me.
Logically, I was ahead and I was trying to avoid the bikes all in the dust. He passed me and he hit me. He was then weaving in front of me on the stage. I think that this is not fair. If I did the same, he would never ever have passed me. Oliver Alceta had done 8 Dakars but never won a stage. But stage 13 was the day for him. He finally did it, taking victory and putting 4.5 minutes into Lopez. The Norwegian's time had finally come. Dupre just lost out on the stage win, but he was cruising. Just one more leg remained between himself and the champagne. But for Spaniard Pedrero Garcia, he got caught out, reminding everybody that it was still a difficult run to the finish line. Final stage, stage 14 from Santa Rosa de la Pampa down to Buenos Aires, and a final photograph with a bit of a bonus for the top 3. Cyril Dupre came across the line. He was victorious on the Dakar, joining the elite club of having won it in Africa and in South America, joining Coma and truck driver Vladimir Shigin. 2005, 2007 and now 2010, his trophies. Oliver Alceta bagged second position, an excellent last few days of the rally, whilst for Aprilia it was a fantastic result, with Lopez claiming third. Cyril Dupre victorious by just over an hour ahead of Oliver Alceta. Lopez, Rodriguez, Fretenier, the 450 charge behind the KTM. Alain Duclos battling with Jonas Street, 6th and 7th, Przgonski, Pan and Pedrero Garcia. Marcus and Alejandro Patronelli won the quad class, the brothers first and second. But the big winner was Carlos Sainz, the 2-time World Rally Champion and now Dakar winner. He now joins a very elite club made up of Juha Kankkunen and Ari Vatanen, the men who have won the World Rally Championship and the Dakar Rally. Volkswagen victorious, defending their crown, once more proving that diesel technology is a winner. Sainz and Alatia were united at the finish line, first and second. Mark Miller was right on their tails in third position. Maybe he'll go 1 or 2 steps higher in 12 months' time. Sainz, Alatia and Miller of Volkswagen 1, 2 and 3, with the BMWs backing them up. Peder Hansel and Shishirit 4th and 5th. Best petrol car, Carlos Souza ahead of defending champion De Villiers, Gordon, Terranova and Spinelli. Vladimir Shigin and the Kamaz truck squad blocked out the entire rally. They won every single stage. For Shigin, it was a victorious Dakar for the 6th time. Teammate Kabirov was second, whilst Dutchman Van Vliet in his Hinaf was third.
3赛段的终点，大家可以看到我所处位置的动力的位置。